here today because I wanted to appeal to the boys that are riding on the motorcycles. We saw how the police treat us when push comes to shove. We saw again last night. Last night, they instigated that. And we weren't violent, but I'm not gonna say everyone was 100% peaceful and loving, but it's hard to be that way when they're literally provoking you and pushing women on the floor in front of you. Just like these people came here to incite a problem. They did the same thing last night. Why? Because they want to demonize this movement. They want to call it racist, homophobic, transphobic, or any other label they can, because they don't have an actual argument. You cannot argue against the truth. That's why you have to send idiots like that in here to try to shut me up. Because the more I talk, the more I make sense. And the thing that's going to make sense most, thank you, the thing that's going to make sense most of all is something I call united non-compliance. And our friends that ride motorcycles, they're united and not compliant by nature. They represent what I've been trying to bring out of each and every one of you to fight for your children, to fight for your family, to fight for this country. And we need to appeal to them. They need to understand. And I know they get it because they do so much for their communities, especially the children. But no children are suffering more than any other time in history than right now. And I'm telling you, all those clubs right now, every single thing you and your club have done for the last generations is all null and void if you abandon your country right now when it needs you most. You are the frontline warriors in this fight. We cannot have people getting trampled with horses, women and children getting trampled by police. It's absolutely ridiculous. We have pastors getting arrested. We have people getting arrested that haven't had bail for months for inciting people to come out and speak their mind. And then we have a prime minister with the audacity to come on TV and say that all Canadians have the right to protest. But the minute you disagree with him, he'll freeze your bank account, take your driver's license, have you arrested, confiscate your merch like they just did to everybody on the street. And it's not going to get any better. You're not going to just comply your way through this. If you want to know how I suffer and you want to know what I feel, I'll give you my phone for a week. I gave out my phone number. I'll give it again. Because my favorite thing is when I come to a place like this and I meet someone in the street and they say, I talked to you on the phone and you got me through this, or you're the reason I'm here today, or you're the reason I'm not wearing a mask. So my phone number, and you can write it down right now and no one's gonna ever make me change it. It's 416-400-9994. And I want any of you that think you're tough, I want the toughest, most manly man in this place to come forward. And you know what? I'll make you my secretary for a week. I just want you to answer that phone for a week and see the phone calls I get. And hear the mothers on the other end screaming when their kid's life is ruined because they gave him a jab. Or when they hear a father crying on the phone because he just lost his job and lost his house and he doesn't know how he's going to feed his family. They are causing death and destruction in the millions around our country alone and in the billions in countries around the world. And they have no plans of stopping. They have every plan of taking this nightmare and making it permanent. COVID was the way to get you to give up your rights and freedoms temporarily for your safety. Now they're going to put a digital ID and try to tie it to everything. Your bank, your internet, your job, your travel. And just like that, just like they want to shut me down, in their new society, I wouldn't be here right now because they can flick a switch and I wouldn't be allowed to travel. I wouldn't be